What is up, YouTube? Herozin here. Today I'm going to be doing a base tour. I have about 1600 hours total in ARK, which is a lot of hours to be putting into a game, but it's pretty fun. ARK is one of the better survival games out there. This is a official one-time server. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is the outside perimeter. As you can see, I have a lot of dino gates. Some people think this looks ugly, but I beg to differ. This is a top-down view. I have it sectioned off into different quadrants. This one's for taming. That one's for my spinos. That's the main area for most of my dinos. And then I have my VSDC area, because you really don't want to have these around other dinos, since this isn't official and PvP is allowed. Having these rage next to other dinos would be very bad. They are quite happy. This is the spino area, and I do have one alligator in there. This side still needs to be symmetrical to the other side. I'm working on that. This is all a work in progress. Fresh tamed VSDC. Haven't decided on a name for it yet. And as I said, this is the main area. This is where all my egg layers and my berry gatherers and my quetzals. You can't have a huge base without a quetzal. They are very important. Getting that metal and carrying stone and everything that you pretty much need to carry something with. Quetzal's where it's at. My Brontos, so you can see, laying eggs. This Bronto is probably the best berry gatherer I have. Bronto in general is usually better than most other dinos in gathering berries. These are my Rexes. They were attack Rexes until the nerf. Now they are pretty much just egg layers. And then Stegos, egg layers of course. And some Trikes. Now for the next part of the base. I'd say this is the front of it, although both sides are symmetrical. I like to build things evenly on both sides. 5 safes on this side. And 5 on the other side. The video might be a little bit laggy. The base is kind of big and the frames aren't that good. This is ARK after all. It's still in alpha, so they're working on optimization. I have about 120 plant turrets, including the main area, the turrets on top, and the plant seed X inside. I have about 16 auto turrets. Now this area used to be the taming area back when I had a single layer gate. This gate wants to close. Now this gate, or this taming area, is sectioned off into either side. Well, okay. Just put me back outside again. ARK is still in alpha, so there is some lag here and there. So the sections, I usually open one gate and then pull like a Rex or something in and then just trank it from the top up there, or what I used to do. But now that I have the big old behemoth gates outside, it's a lot easier. I just pull them in there and then trank them from the top on standing on a quetzal. Makes life a little bit easier. This is a side dino holding area. Got my feeding troughs on either side to try to get a full radius of feeding troughs. Although after saying that, I did have a mass suicide of Dillos. Lost about 18 of them. all starved to death. Even though they were right next to a feeding trough, which is unfortunate. But, oh well. This is ARK, and your dinos will die eventually. From one cause or another. Especially on a PvP server. Got my raptor with his Halloween raptor skin. Some spiders I tamed during the Halloween event. This is my poop factory, where I make my fertilizer now. They are very effective at making fertilizer. What you want to do is pump weight into, or pump your points into weight, so that way you can fit as much large dino poop as possible inside. And then in about 15 minutes you have a decent amount of fertilizer coming out, as well as oil. Finish the rest of these guys later. So this is the right side of the base. Head on over to the left side. Here on the left side I have my frogs, my doeds, more tigers, the main tigers. After the nerf, their stats aren't as good as they were, but they're starting to get up there. My ankylo. This one is the best ankylo I have. The others are mostly there for eggs once I get a male. Still working on that. 540%. Pretty good. Now this side is the scorpion side. And I got some packies up there. It seems one of them fell off the ramp. Guess he likes to live there now. I have Plant Seed X inside for protection from both the players and the occasional Alpha Raptor that likes to spawn in my base for some reason. I have lost a scorpion or two from that, which is a little bit unfortunate, but okay. It happens. Now, time to enter the front side of my base. I'm still upgrading it from stone to metal. It's a work in progress. Got my bouncers right here. And also my fiber gatherers. They're very effective at gathering fiber. But I would suggest putting a tracker on them if you want to do that. I've had a few occasions where they did get lost before I had trackers on them. But they found their way back home. And since this is a PvP server, I do have a lot of doors. Don't want to make it easy to get into my base. This is the main area. Have the huge industrial forge. Some fridges, smithies, fabricator. Tons of mortar and pestle. This is access to the safes. Some more smithies. It's the same on the other side. Let's see if I can make this. Got my monkeys, my Mesopithecus, and my Dino. Some more mortars. The safes. Have some beds for respawning, because you can't have a base without that. Now the next area is my prime jerky making and my kibble and stew and dye making area. Love the industrial cooker. It's the best thing they added to the game so far. especially when they irrigated it. This thing is very useful now. Still have some of the old, but just there for looks now. Also have my fridges behind a multiple door system. That door doesn't want to shut. Lots and lots of fridges. Can never have enough fridges. Always storing stuff. Berries, prime, rotten meats, eggs, kibble, of course. Some more beds. My old taming method. Looking down and shooting whatever I had in there with a shrink. Have to use the crouch method because when you use the slanted stone ceilings, they aren't even with the floor, and so when you try to go through the door, you keep hitting your head on the top of it. I don't know if they're going to fix that or if they have plans to fix it, but it's not really an issue at the moment. And they look better than the ramps because the ramps tend to go halfway through the floor. But at least that is almost even with the floors. The only thing left is my garden. Have my garden here. This is where I make all of my vegetables for kibble and the stew. Have some plant seed X again. Getting stuck on my spider right there. The next part is where I keep my RGs and my Petrodons. And that was a failed jump. And there we go. Alright, close that. So this is officially the top of my base. I do plan to go higher with it. Although I don't know if the game could take it or if the FPS would be almost unplayable. Double door system again. Although I do need to upgrade the rest of it to metal. These are my RGs. And my Petrodon. I have 13 RGs and 4 Petrodons. Used to have 5. Lost it to a Giga taming accident. All of my Gigas have been solo tames, which when it goes well, and when it goes bad, when you're solo, it usually goes pretty bad. Loss of a Dino. Have lost the Quetzal, and I'm dehydrated. More Gaga kibble. Thank you for the egg. Jump back on my Petra, get a sky view. The base is, I would say, has been 80% solo completion. I do have 2 other tribe members, but they don't play as much. This right here was built by one of the other tribe members. Doesn't really have a use right now. It's just a big empty stone structure. It has been broken into a few times, so I don't know why. But people seem to be curious what's inside. There's still some damage I need to repair. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said before, 1600 hours almost, and most of it has been on this server. I've only played on 2 servers, and the first one probably has about only 15 hours on it because it had really bad ping. Then I came here and spent all my time on it. And this is the base. I hope you guys enjoyed it.